This is the story of my first lucid dream, a journey into the dream world and the art of consciously inducing such a dream. As many of you know, my vision has been severely compromised due to diabetic retinopathy, a complication from type 1 diabetes. My sight is so diminished that in my left eye, I am completely blind, with no light perception at all. In my right eye, I have only a faint perception of light, without any color or detail. This unique experience is what I will share in this video. It all started after a successful meditation session, one of my first. Elated by the success of this practice, I decided to retire for the night as usual, with a podcast playing softly to aid my sleep and leaving the TV on for ambient noise, as I do every night. This particular podcast was an old Art Bell episode, exploring the mysteries of astral projection. I can't remember exactly how long I slept, but maybe about 3 hours later, I was suddenly awakened by the sound of a different podcast playing on my phone, with the TV still humming in the background. Still groggy from abruptly waking up, I lay there with my eyes closed. An unexpected spectacle unfolded before me. Beautiful flashes of light danced across my vision. In that moment of bewilderment, I thought to myself, what the hell is going on? Never before had I witnessed such a phenomenon, and yet I was utterly captivated by the vibrant display. It was akin to watching a video of brain activity where neurons fire off like lightning strikes. I saw flashes of purple and blue in various shades, vivid and mesmerizing. It was like peering through a kaleidoscope, where the colors and shapes shifted with every turn. Amidst this dazzling display, I was both amazed and perplexed, especially since I hadn't seen color in years. The background noise from the TV and podcast continued, but my focus was entirely on the colors. I pondered how easy it would be to drift back to sleep, yet I was too entranced by the flashes of colors to let myself slip away. I kept thinking, wow, this is beautiful. I want to watch this as long as I can, all the while knowing that if I stopped paying attention, I would fall asleep as usual. The colors intensified, reaching a crescendo of brilliance. Without warning, the flashes of colors ceased. Suddenly, the serene background noise was replaced by a loud, jarring buzzing sound, akin to the vibration of an electric toothbrush against teeth. It was disorienting, and as it grew louder, the visual spectacle in my mind began to flicker. It reminded me of the old televisions with antennas, where you had to adjust them to get a clear picture. As I pondered, what am I witnessing? The buzzing and flickering persisted, and my vision cleared to reveal a room in stark black and white. I found myself still in bed, observing the room from a lying-down perspective. Looking around, I saw an old-style tube TV with an antenna. It was turned on, and static filled the screen. The TV stood alone on a small desk in the upper left corner of the room. Glancing down toward my feet in the lower right corner of the room, I noticed a poster on a door depicting one large sphere and several smaller ones. Although it lacked detail, it still briefly grabbed my attention. Having my curiosity peak at that moment, I wished to see the room in color. As soon as the thought crossed my mind, the room began to flicker rapidly, and then, as if by magic, everything exploded into vivid color. Being blown away from the transformation of this bedroom, from black and white into vivid color. Excited, I simultaneously told myself, oh yeah, the TV! As I turned my gaze back to the upper left corner of the room, where a large, flat-screen TV now stood on a dark brown end table. Instead of static on the screen, I became fixated on two figures with their backs to me. On the left stood a man with brown hair and light skin, wearing no shirt and green shorts. Beside him was a woman with blonde hair and fair skin, clad in a red two-piece bathing suit. They were both gazing at a breathtaking beach scene, where waves crashed gently, and a stunning sunset painted the sky in a symphony of reds and oranges blending seamlessly together. Mesmerized by the scene on the television, the thought of the poster on the door randomly popped into my mind. My attention shifted downward toward the door with the poster. I became fixated on this now highly detailed, transformed poster of Jupiter, its rings and moons. This revelation astounded me, as earlier that day I had listened to a podcast about the renowned remote viewer Ingo Swann, who had described that Jupiter had rings long before NASA confirmed it with a probe. The podcast discussed the remote viewing data about Jupiter having rings years before NASA actually knew. Still excited that my earlier thoughts from the day manifested in this lucid dream. Suddenly, as I gazed at the poster, a faint glow in the right corner of my vision caught my attention. I turned my head slightly to the right and noticed another room beyond the doorway, a bathroom. The countertop, mirror, and 4 bright light bulbs were clearly visible, their glow spilling into the room where I stood. As I observed this new space, a shadowy figure caught my eye at the bottom of the doorway. Bracing myself for a ghost or alien, I reminded myself that I was in control of this dream. Focusing on the shadowy figure, it morphed into an American bulldog. This revelation filled me with laughter, as I had been expecting something frightening. The transition from black and white to color and the laughable surprise of the bulldog instead of something ominous was truly mesmerizing, showcasing the incredible potential mixed with the unpredictability of lucid dreaming. Trying to maintain my amazement, along with the overwhelming excitement, I couldn't help but marvel at the wonder of my first lucid dream. I was on the brink of manifesting something new. Just as I began to envision this new creation, I was abruptly ripped from the dream world back into wakefulness. Confused by the sudden end to my lucid dream, I was jolted by the sound of an alarm blaring from my phone. Now lying in my bed, I was overwhelmed by a rush of mixed emotions, excitement and happiness, quickly followed by disappointment and anger. I had just experienced my first consciously induced lucid dream, only to be torn away because I forgot to turn off my phone's alarms. This moment marked the beginning of my journey as an explorer of consciousness, honing my lucid dreaming skills and learning to consciously induce lucid dreams quite frequently. While I don't claim to be an expert, I've spent considerable time practicing and refining my skills at lucid dreaming. With dedication, persistence, proper use of lucid dreaming tools, and a positive mindset, anyone can not only have a lucid dream, but also learn to induce them. Check out the other videos on my channel for guidance on how to lucid dream, and with a bit of luck, you might experience one tonight. Remember to close your eyes and let your third eye guide you. Please subscribe, like, don't forget to hit the notification bell, comment, and I'll respond as soon as I can. Thanks, Blind Psychonaut.